Welcome back everyone to Subway Builder. Last time we extended our train network all the way over here to the south. So now we have this small village covered by train, but also this village which is actually covered by train in real life. What I wanted to do today is, because there is this large demand bubble over here, but in reality this village does not really have a tram service or metro or train, I believe. Probably it has a bus service only. So what it does have though is one thing that has to do with the fact that over here there's a tourist attraction called Kinderdijk, which has all the traditional windmills and such. But I think because of that there is a very good ferry service. Well, maybe it's one of the reasons. A very good ferry service that follows this river. So it does not just cross the river, but you can actually go from the city center in this direction. And I believe there's also a stop of this ferry service somewhere over here. So it's like a water bus. So I want to make use of the fact that in this custom map the water does not work, and build something like a water bus or water shuttle, it's also called. But I will not go exactly at the same points as in the city. Well, maybe I will, but we'll see how far we get. So what I will do is I will first again put down the locations of the real water bus stops, and then we'll see if we want to follow that line exactly as in reality, or if we want to make some changes. Alright, I've added all the locations where there's a water bus in real life. It follows the river. Actually, it goes pretty south, pretty deep into the south area over here. So we'll see what we do. So I was thinking of not using this water bus station over here, but there is actually quite a lot of demand here. So maybe we'll just keep it, and we'll see what happens to the game, because it might be too far for people to actually make a transfer, but I'm not sure what will happen. So I will delete this track and let me see what we will use. I think we will go at 0 elevation on water only. So this should not be possible in an official map, but because this is not an official map, it works. And then I think we will use light metro for the water bus. And this station over here where the water bus stops is called Erasmusbrug. Let's not put Rotterdam in there. So this is the name of this bridge over here, Erasmus Bridge. So this would be an endpoint. So let's add a crossover as well. And then in real life, the next stop, there's like a fake stop over here. I'm not sure what's the deal with that. But the next real stop, let's say, is over here. But let's check the demand stats. And we could go to this fake stop. It's like, from what I can see on OpenStreetMap, it's some kind of, there is a stop, but the line does not go there. But it's like it's over here somewhere. It's like a rowing club, so it doesn't seem like it's a real transit line. But maybe we'll just make use of it and let it stop there, because there is some demand. So why not? Why not use this power that was given to us? And immediately we run into a problem. We cannot go at 0, let's see, because of the metro. I thought the bridge would be, yeah, the bridge is also a problem. So the bridge, yeah, the bridge is the problem. So we need to go above the bridge, even though the bridge, of course, is higher than 0 meters in real life. So just because of that, I will simulate this and say that we go below this bridge. So of course, a water bus would not go underwater actually. But then we run into the problem of this other track. Okay, that's an issue. Let's go over the other track and over the bridge, even though, yeah, of course that doesn't make sense for a boat, but just because else this bridge is in the way. and let's go back to 0 as fast as possible. So this is of course not at all realistic, but if you look at this from a 3D perspective, it doesn't do this anyway. So who cares? Right. We continue towards this point, and here we run into the same problem. We cannot cross roads, we cannot cross bridges, and here we have a train track. We can go under that one. I think we might run into problems here. Yes. So we need to be a little bit creative here. So again, just to simulate things, let's stay at 0 where we can. And I think here we might go underground actually. So of course we need to use our imagination a little bit. We cannot go underground. Alright. Can we delete this track? Okay. Oh, maybe this train is going underground already. Okay, but then we can go above ground. Yes, okay, this is no problem. So, what you can imagine is what actually happens here is that we just, this train is going underground apparently, under the water, under the river. There's a bridge here above the river, and the boat just sails under the bridge. That's what we should be imagining here. Then we go to this rowing club, and that would be a nice station to have here. So maybe to keep things a little bit more realistic, we can have the stations be of this shape, and then of course we would need to have like a crossover, and then it can go back out. I'm not sure if that works, I've never tried it, but let's give this station a name, and we'll use, because this is a station on OpenStreetMap, but the water bus does not actually stop there, so I did not see a name for the stop. So we'll use the name of this rowing club. It's called Nautilus. And then we continue in this direction. Again, we have a bridge to worry about. Oh, or not. For some reason this bridge does not matter. Alright. Then we continue. Then in real life there's a station over here. Let's check the demand again. There's just a little bit of demand, but I think it's good to have this. Let's keep this station. In fact, I will move it a little bit over in this direction, and we will use the same trick. So yeah, this would be like a pier, and we go in this direction. We have a crossover, and then we go in this direction. Again, not sure if this will work, but we will see. And the name of this station is Rivium. There's the city name as well, Capelle aan de IJssel, so we're now outside of Rotterdam, but let's not use that. So for the next one we will make some changes, because in real life there's a stop over here for this water bus, but in the game there's only demand over here. So what I will just do, I think, is just put the stop on the other side here, so we can have a station like this. Then we delete this one. Oh, delete, yes. And then we give the station a name also. So this will be, so the name of the station in real life, as I said, it's on the other side of the river. But yeah, so let's give it the name of the harbor, which is called Boyns or Boin Haven, which means harbor. And we can stay at 0. crossover, and then go in this direction. So the next station would be up here, and as I said, here is a tourist attraction, but the game does not recognize any demand over here, nor here. So, or in this area, not in this area either, even though there are some buildings in this area, so I don't know why. But yeah, it's a custom map, so that does not work. So what I will do, because there is a large demand bubble over here, I think I will add a harbor, a stop in this little harbor over here. I'm not sure what it is in real life. I don't feel like checking it, because it might be something that would not allow us to build a water bus stop here in real life, but I will just do exactly that. So, what shall we call that station? So the village name is Ridderkerk, and the name of this harbor is Ridderhaven, and it's like a yacht harbor, but I like the name Ridderhaven, so let's give it that name. So it's the village of Ridderkerk and then the harbor in that area, and we can get rid of these two stations. No tourist attractions for us, unfortunately. So let's see if we can make the curve over here. Yes, no problem. We add a crossover and we continue in this direction. At least if we want to have another station, because in real life there are a few more stations, but it's also the edge of the map, really. So this seems like the edge, but in reality this is more like the edge of the map. After that it does not calculate demand anymore. So we could keep this one just for this demand, but I think it does not make too much sense. It would be this town would be better off with its proper tram or bus service. So I think I will just, also here it doesn't make sense, so that's a different city that's off the edge of the map. But I think we could have like one final stop over here, and then maybe even later we could connect the train to it. It would be a bit excessive maybe. I'm not sure how much people will actually use this water bus. But I think this is quite nice to have. Maybe, let's see, what should the shape be? So in reality this road goes in this direction. Let's first of all delete this, and then let's have maybe a diagonal one or something like this. Yeah, this is nice. We can delete this. We can delete all the other ones. Those serve no purpose given the demand on this map. We can delete these two as well. But we do go in this direction. Luckily, there are no bridges here for us to worry about. There might be in real life, but not here. So the problem is the map doesn't really load that well. If we zoom in, it's not there. I hope this will work, because it's quite at the edge of the map. This seems to work, and then of course we need a crossover, and I will change the name of this station. So let me check what it's called in real life. It's called Veerplein in the city of Zwijndrecht, the town of Zwijndrecht. But I like this. This name. In reality, it's a bit further north, but this should be fine. So now we have our very own water bus system. Let's see if it will actually work. So we add a new line, And this is a new type, so let's give it this shape that we have not used before. And let's use the W for water bus. And of course, a water bus should have a bluish color. Maybe this one. We'll see how it goes. It's light metro. And I think we can, yeah, let's first edit the route, and then we'll see if we have how many carriages and such we have. Oh, also we need to build our line. Let's see the costs. It's 370 million. We make quite a lot of money right now, so that should be no problem. And then we edit this line. So we have a new modality, new type of public transport, making use of the river. Actually, yeah, we want to go back and forth on that one. So I don't know if this will work this way with all these crossovers, but we will see if it works. Confirm, and then we cannot go less than 2 cars per train. We cannot go higher than 4. So let's keep this just at 2 cars per train. I think that is most similar to a boat, a river boat. And every 24 minutes there's this boat. I think that would be fine. Maybe there's no boat during the night. I've actually never seen any ferry or boat service during the night anywhere. So I think we do this. And then of course we need to test it. So let's test by following this train / boat. So it follows the river, it goes to this station. This, with the crossover, it seems to work out, well, very nicely. And then it travels to this part. And then, oh, this is quite a long ride. We see that, yeah, that takes 7 minutes is not too bad, actually. 7 minutes, and then 7 minutes back also. But there's already some demand there, so people are taking this boat already. So that's really good to see. Some college commuters here. Where do they need to go? They need to go from here, and they walk to this ferry over here, the water bus. And then they go to Erasmusbrug, and then from here they just walk for half an hour to this part over here. Not the best, but yeah, so they're not transferring. Maybe later they will figure out how to transfer. But at least the line itself seems to work out. There are also some people waiting here. Let me check that. So they need to work over here. They do travel for 77 minutes apparently. Where do they need to go? They leave their work at quarter to two for some reason. They ride this line also to Erasmusbrug, so also over here. Then they walk to Leeuwenhaven station. Okay, so they are transferring over here. They walk to this station and then ride this line all the way to Den Haag, because they need to go over here. Yeah, so they exit this station and then they go there. So it does seem to work. That's really nice. In fact, I did not really expect too much out of this water line. Also, why is this not blue? What is happening? It is not using... now it's using the color. Okay. And now not... I don't know why it changes color when I zoom out. But it seems to work, I think. Right? Yeah, it went back and forth, right? So it seems to work. Great. Then there are 2 more things I want to do. One is get rid of most of these warnings. So line 4, for example, is very often near capacity. So let me go to line 4. So that's this line over here. Usually at the station of Leidseveen, which is this station this station over here, where people can transfer. So I will just increase the frequency of line 4, because now every 21 minutes there's a train, but it's not enough for this station apparently. It gets quite full. So I will change it to every 14 minutes, also during the day. Then maybe even at night you can have it go every half an hour. So that's for line 4. And then we see that the line F is often near capacity. This one. So let's increase the frequency for this one as well. Something like this. And then line 3. We can increase the capacity, although we need a few more train cars. It's coming every 16 minutes now. And then every 30 minutes during the night. Let me check how things are going with our finances. It seems to be going pretty well. Okay, so that was the other thing I wanted to do. Then another thing that I want to do this episode is I would like to extend to the west of Rotterdam, because there are quite some large demand bubbles here. And in reality, there is a metro line, this green line. One of them extends all the way in this direction, even to this corner over here, which is called Hoek van Holland, which means Holland's corner. But it could also be an idea to deviate from real life and make a train line in that direction. Because in this game the train is simulated with heavy metro, and then our metro line is simulated with light metro, and our metro line could go, well, not towards these main bubbles, but yeah, go in a bit of a more a different route. Also, there's another metro line, a green one, west-east, that goes south here, hence these demand bubbles. So that's also something to take care of. Maybe we will do that in a future episode. So here I would like to deviate from real life and make a train connection towards these cities over here, which are Vlaardingen and Maasluis and Hoek van Holland. In fact, when I started up this map, I thought there was a train connection in that direction, but apparently it's a metro in real life. So what I will do is I will place the major metro stations, maybe all of them, I'm not sure, and then we'll see if we can make a train line out of that. Alright, I've finished putting where the metro stations are in real life of this green line that goes all the way west. And you see there are not that many. There are really large gaps in between, because yeah, there's one town over here, this is Schiedam, then we have a town over here, and all the way over here. So I think making a train line makes sense, and we might be able to skip or add a few more stations. But this one should definitely be there. Let me check the name of that one. It is Schiedam Nieuwland. So this is still the town of Schiedam. So let's do that. Then we'll see later what we do with this metro. But I think a train just makes sense here, especially a train that we simulate as heavy metro. So let's check the height of this station over here. It's 5 meters above ground. And I think we will do that for this station also. So let's build our station. There was a lot of demand, I think, when I checked, so I think it makes sense to have this station. And we'll keep it 5 meters above ground so that we can, yeah, go over roads and such. So let's split this off, because it just seems like it's made for it, even though in reality this is a metro. I think this is just too good. to have as a train line simulated by Heavy Metro. Like so. I will change the names of the stations later, but we need to check if we want to keep the next one also. So there's a lot of demand at all of these stations, well, most of these. But because it is a train, we might want to skip one because we're not satisfying this demand anyway. So maybe we'll skip this and only go to this even larger bubble over here. I think we'll skip one station. Then maybe later there can be some kind of metro or tram somewhere. So I will only build this station, I think, just to make it seem more like a train connection. Then we delete this one. I wanted to avoid the water, but that does not seem possible entirely. But we'll minimize things. There are also some weird buildings over here, probably belonging to the metro line. And actually, wait, let me go back. Because there are large parts where we do not need to cross a road here. So I think we can go to elevation 4 to save on costs. Yes, and then here we would need to go to elevation 5 to go above this road. And then here there are some more roads to cross, so let's stay at elevation 5 meters. And then over here we can go 4 for a little bit. It's not very good to go up and down too much, but I think this is a large enough stretch where we do not need to cross the road that we can that we can do that. Then the next station in real life is over here. Let's check our demand. There isn't really much demand here. I think we will put a train station over here then. Let's check the work. The worker demand always seems the same as residential demand, just smaller for some reason. I think it's because this is a custom map. So let's put a station right here. Let's put it at elevation 4. And that will satisfy this demand that we have over here. And this station we just remove. We are at elevation 4. We go to 5 to cross the road. And then let's stay at 5 for a bit to cross the next road. Then we can move to 4. Oh, but there is a building over there that I do not want to destroy. What does it look like even? I think this is... I'm not sure if this is exactly what it looks like, but we managed to avoid this small pillar, probably corresponding to the metro line. Okay, we keep going in this direction at elevation 4. Let's connect properly to the station, like so. Then the next station is all the way over there, and there's a huge demand, so we definitely keep this one. In fact, let's build it at elevation 5 because there are quite some roads to cross. Alright, here we can... Wait, I said elevation 5, didn't I? Let's build it at elevation 5. Then over here we are at 4, I think. So let's keep building at 4 for a bit until we need to... Oh, we can cross the road at elevation 4. That's nice. Let's do that. Then we go between these two canals. And here, yeah, here we need to go to 5. Like so. We stay at 5, but let's first check our next station. Do we want to have that one as well? It's a bit close. For a train station, it's a bit close. Also this one. I think what I will do is, instead of having these two stations, I will have one train station in between, because this is supposed to simulate train. So I will have one station at elevation 4 over here in the middle, and then hopefully it will satisfy the demand bubbles that are corresponding to both of these stations. So here we are at elevation 5. There's a nice bridge building, but let's not destroy it. We need to stay at elevation 5 to cross the next road. But after that we can go to elevation 4 to save costs. If we do not destroy the buildings, else we still have costs. Okay, so this should hopefully satisfy multiple of these demand bubbles. Then the next train station in real life is over here, and there's also one here at the end at the beach. But do we want to do anything with these bubbles? It might make more sense to, yeah, to go a bit like this maybe. I'm not sure. It would be quite a detour, but who cares? Why do we want to go here as fast as possible anyway? I think it would be nice to deviate from real life and not continue west, but go up north. However, it is a train line we're building after all. So let's see if we can get away with just having one station in this village, which is a village I'm not too familiar with actually. It's called De Lier. And apparently everything is flat in De Lier. Or you need to zoom in more, I'm not sure. Alright, yeah, let's move to that village. Let's see if we can manage. So we are at elevation 4. So we'll see if we can go to elevation 5 again and then go above this road over here. Then here we move north. Let's go beside the road. And it is a train line, so let's not have too many stations. But maybe... What is this kind of? So it's also a very small village in real life. I think this is the village Maasdijk. I'm not sure. It's a bit difficult to see. But yeah, this demand is quite large, but we also don't want to take a too large of a detour. So we'll just have one train station. And we'll put it over there somewhere. For now, let's continue at elevation 5. We don't want to cross the water too often. But we follow the road. And then we go on this larger road over here. And then towards this roundabout over here. And then we can check the demand again. Yes, it's quite a large bubble here. But let's build a station on the roundabout. That would be a bit insane, maybe. Oh, what do you know? A news article. Transit times. Rotterdam Transit, 105 stations, 223,000 riders, 19 active trains. That's nice. Alright, we'll see how we... Yeah, I think it makes most sense to follow this road over here. Quite a few small buildings and large buildings. Maybe this is farmland, I'm not sure. Alright, let's check the demand again. And yeah, we'll build a train station maybe over here, because we don't want to take too much of a detour. So this will be our train station, and I will rename it later. And then we need to move west, because that was our destination. So we can have one more train station here. We do not use this one, and then one at the end, as there is in real life. So let's see how we can move westward without destroying anything, preferably. There will be no destruction in my playthrough, at least not in this episode. Let's check demand again, because we might want to add another train station over here. Yes, let's do that. Even though there isn't in real life. I think it would be nice to have. And then we continue westward all the way over there, because I don't think there's anything else. So let's put a station here already, so we know where we need to go. Let's connect this. No destruction. Where do we need to go? Over there. So I think we go in this direction. Oh, lots of destruction. Not allowed. Well, it is allowed, but it costs a lot of money. And I would prefer to not destroy any houses for this train project, even though people might be happy that they get a train connection to Rotterdam. Because this is actually more, I think this is more outskirts of Den Haag, really, not Rotterdam. Oh well. We keep going in this direction. Go southwest now. Then with some detour, oh, there's a building. With some detour, we will arrive at Hoek van Holland. And Hoek van Holland is the place where in the age when the United States of America were so young that they did not exist, and that there was a Dutch colony in the United States. I think this place over here was where the ships went to the New World. But don't quote me on that, I'm not entirely sure. Right, and then our last station will be over here. And maybe because this is at the beach, let's bring it down a little bit. This will be at elevation 3. But here we keep going at elevation 5 to stay above the road. And then it's always the question, do we want to destroy the beautiful nature that's probably around here, the dunes, or do we keep following the road? I think we'll keep following the road, even though it would save costs if we go yeah, through the dunes. And here we could, for example, go next to the road, because I think this is all dune area. Yeah, let's follow the road a little bit. It's probably more realistic. I'm not sure what this area exactly looks like. I'm not looking at open maps right now, open street maps. But this is it. This is our new line, a train line, quite long. What it will do now, besides destroying this one, is first put the right station names in. Right, I finished giving all the train stations names, and of course I put the name of the town in there, like Hoek van Holland. This one I gave the name of this small lake over there, or resort, or whatever it is. And here I just used the names of these villages, even though this one is really at the edge of this village. But still, it's nice that they got a train station, actually, because the villages are, yeah, they're not that large. And then also one thing I figured out, I think all of these are, what do you call them? Greenhouses. So we have a lot of greenhouses in this area. And this is one reason why, what many people do not know, and even many Dutch people do not know, the Netherlands is like the #2 country in the world in terms of food export. Although that only holds true if you count flowers as food as well, because the people also grow a lot of flowers in the region in the west of the Netherlands. But yeah, I think all of these are greenhouses, so that's why they're not just farmland. You cannot destroy these because these are actually buildings. Or if you build something there, you will destroy the buildings. So I thought that was quite interesting. Then here we have the city of Maasluis, which has 2 train stations now. In reality, it has like 3 metro stations. Vlaardingen, which has 2 train stations. I think in reality it has 3 metro stations. And then another station here in Schiedam. So now it's time to extend our railway network. So let's add a new train line. We can call this line 4. It's a heavy metro. Let's use the square, because we've been using that for trains. And then let's edit the route. And probably we will just let this start at Rotterdam Centraal. And we need to pick the right one, the one that does not go north. So just Rotterdam Centraal. This one. And we go to Schiedam Centrum, which is the same as the line that goes to Den Haag. And then we go over here, but we need to actually build this. Let's check the costs also. 1.29 billion. Luckily we've earned a lot of money right now. So let's keep editing this route. It goes back and forth at Schiedam Centrum. Then back and forth here. And there's no valid path. Let's see, what is the issue here? Maybe this is not properly connected somehow. Let me check. So Schiedam Centrum is at elevation 5. Maybe we should build another track. Let's see if this solves the issue. And also you'll delete this because this is very ugly. Let's see if we build this, if it solves the issue. Line 4, edit. It goes back and forth. And then it goes to this station over here. Oh wait, I think I know what the issue is. Let's remove this again. Delete. Delete. Yes. I think it's just that we don't have a crossover at the end. I think that's why it was doing this. So let's add a crossover here. Probably now it will work, but we will see. So it goes back and forth over here, and then back and forth here. No, still no valid path. Okay, let me try some things off camera. Okay, I added this thing back again, and now it seems to work. It finds a path to the next station, so let's just keep going. Goes back and forth everywhere. And at the end, it uses the crossover to return. The numbers seem a bit off to me, so I'm not sure if it will work correctly. We'll have to see. Okay, now it seems to work correctly. Yes. So save, confirm. Maybe we can get rid of this small piece that apparently did not work, although I don't know why. Get rid of this one and this one. Okay. So for some reason now it works. And then we have our new train line, and let's add some trains. Maybe we have one every. Okay, we need more train cars. Every 20 minutes to start with, and then in the night every 39 minutes. Alright, let's follow one of these new trains just to see what we have now built. So we start at Rotterdam Centraal. Well, it's a bit fast. We move towards Schiedam Centrum, where it's always a busy station. Oh, it needed to wait for a train there, so we might benefit from another platform later. And then it goes to this new station over here. Then this one, Vlaardingen Centrum. Then Vlaardingen West. Maasluis Centrum. Then Maasluis West. And unlike real life, it takes a turn here. Instead of going to Hoek van Holland directly, it will move past all these greenhouses towards the village of Naaldwijk, then Schravenzande, and then it continues to Hoek van Holland, which has 2 train stations now. Although in real life I think it has 2 metro stations. And there are already people waiting here. So it's taking the passengers who are going to, well, they take the train to Rotterdam Centraal, where they transfer on the F metro, the F line, to go to Wilhelminaplein, and that's where they need to go. So this is a bit of a busy point now, but so we might add a platform later, but for now we have added a waterway where also here a lot of people are waiting. Actually, so many people are waiting, but it's the middle of the night. It's the middle of the night, and no, they have been waiting for an entire day. Okay, we might need to do something with that, but we have our waterway. We might extend this train station in the future, add another platform here because it is getting quite busy. Maybe also add another platform here in Leidseveen. So next time we will make some extensions like that, mostly in terms of capacity, and then maybe we will also move to this village over here, which I think is Spijkenisse or Pernis. I'm not sure what's the name of this village, but we'll move in that direction. Maybe extend this metro line also. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.